Hello everyone, and welcome back to Urbe Salus. I'm leader MJ15, and I'm just going to switch back to creative mode real quick for our second tutorial. Let me get my thoughts together. Okay, so the last video I did was a Minecraft survival mode let's play video, and I'll pick up where I left off, but first I need to put this stuff down and do a tutorial. I'm going to be returning this to the library, and it's night outside, but that doesn't really matter right now. We are on top of our Let's Play survival house that we just got done with. If there's anything that we can pray for, please let us know. The email address will be in the description, and it is also the same email address for business inquiry on the description of the YouTube channel. So please let us know if there's anything that we can pray for, and we'll get started with today's tutorial. So this tutorial is, hang on, let me put my arm out. This tutorial is going to be about the library, and the reason I'm doing a tutorial about the library because I want anyone who joins the server to be able to know how to get to the library and what we really use the library for, because it's, in some ways, it's pretty much exactly what you would think a library to be, but there's something that's a little different. So, this is the Harbor City. So if you're in the Harbor City and trying to get to the library, go through the Swampside River Marina, which is there, which is also where you get a boat license. So if I do a tutorial about boat licensing, this will be where you go for that. There's already a minecart here. So this is the railway, and this railway leads to a station. The central station is just outside of the library. So it's nighttime now, which is great because it's going to be a while. It's about a 9-minute ride down the railway, and I'll turn the volume down on this so that it's not so rattly. About 70%. And the sun's already coming up, which means we'll lose a little bit of daylight, but I'm not stressing over it. If you're enjoying our videos, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. It'll definitely help out. The subdomain of our server should be coming out soon. Keep an eye out for that. It's almost ready. Not quite there yet, but almost there. So we're leaving the station. That purple beacon there is the spawn jail. We're leaving the station from Harbor City, and it's going to carry us almost a straight shot to the library. On the way, we'll pass the operator's compound. which is also the headquarters of the Sky Guard. Which is one of the branches, I believe 4 branches of Guard for Urbe Salus. We have the Garrison, which protect the cities, do a little bit of law enforcement and or infantry. The Harbor Patrol, they do making sure people have boat licensing, watching the harbors outside of cities that have harbors. We have the Sky Guard, which is this OP compound right here, the operated compound. The Sky Guard headquarters is here, as well as the place for the operators. At least 8 of them. And if you watched our intro video, you will see we started in the Harbor City, and we did a cutscene to flying by the operator compound at night. It's rather magnificent at night. Really the best time to see it. Not that it's not magnificent now, it's just it looks better at night. There's a bit of scenery here, but there's still quite a ways to go, so I'll go ahead and cut the video so that it's not quite so long, so we can go ahead and get to the library and I can get to what I need to talk about. So we're getting closer to the library. As I said earlier, it's a semi-straight shot. There's this 90-degree bend here, and it's just where the rails weren't 100% aligned. So it's going to veer off here, and then it's going to take another 90 degrees back to the right, which will take us straight to the station by the library. And we'll actually pass the library on the way to the station, and you'll be able to see it. Up there's a landing pad for the Sky Guard. One of the fastest ways to travel is using these landing pads, and that's really only available to the guards, just because they need to be able to get places quickly, and it is kind of convenient for them, but we don't really want people that we need to supervise being able to just go anywhere really fast. So we passed the library already, and we're coming into the station. Now, the point I was making is those teleportation systems are some of the fastest ways to travel. And currently, there's really 2 pads and 1 central station. So there's a landing pad in Harbor City by the library, and then the central station is at the base of the operator's compound. Now what has happened here for this messy and complex redstone circuitry is this place is already filled up. So until it empties, our cart will not be able to come into the station. So I'm gonna go ahead and there we see our cart came into the station, kind of. It's hurting a little bit. There we go. And this is designed so that when you get off, your cart goes. If you had a mine cart with a chest in it and you put belongings in there or cargo you wanted to take along, you hit this button here, and as long as the chest was right behind you and there's a consistent flow of mine carts, which is also important. Fix that. Then the minecart with the chest in it should come up right behind, and you should be able to get your stuff. The second fastest way that I know to travel actually isn't the railway. That's maybe the third fastest way. But if you go to the end and you get elytra, and you get a bunch of fireworks, that's the fastest way I know to travel without teleporting. This is a water elevator, so if you're trying to go down, you're going to need to go to the left one here from top. It's the one with the magma, the magma block. Be careful not to get burnt. It's already nighttime. This little lava pit here, it's not a death trap. It's to keep anything from spawning underneath and causing problems. But if I come down here, this is the library. To me, it looks kind of cool with all the lighting and stuff. And there's another purple beacon over here. This is not a different spawn jail. This is a desert temple. In fact, when we were mapping out this whole world before we upload it to the server, we found the desert temple, and I decided that that was where we needed to have our library. So here is the Urbe Salus library. It just looks really cool to me at night. Those are supposed to be like flowers in the stained glass. Now, sometimes it looks a little bit like a key. I don't know. Right now it looks fine. We come up these stairs and we have the signs here that say Salus Library. And, well, no. I thought I opened these. Oh, that's right. Okay. I opened the doors to the library on the server, but this is the private world, so give me a second. Okay. I opened the doors now. And so we copy and share our books. Request a copy today. Want to donate a book? How about getting an author's license? And have you read our book laws? This is just on books right now. So we don't really have the most efficient, I guess you could say, regular library system, where you might have a library card and you get a book, you read it, you return it. So instead, to make sure that books are shared freely, this is more like a database. And I know libraries are a database, but when I say a database, I mean this is a place where you can go, and don't think we have anything in A yet, but we have book regulations. So, and I'm going to return the citizenship law. Oh yeah, it was the only C book we have. Say I wanted a copy of book regulations. I'd come to the library, I'd go through the shelving, I'd find the book labeled book regulations, and I'd take it to the front desk. And the people behind the front desk, they'd take the book that you selected and they'd make a copy. So this is a helpful, or something I find helpful tip. If you want to make copies of the book you've written, you take take the crafting table, you take your book that you've written, or in this case, the book that the person wants a copy of from the library. The librarian will take an empty book and quill, put it in the crafting table, and you can make a copy. Now the problem here is that this is already a copy of a copy, which means it's also something I'm going to need to fix on the server. Let me see if I can find an original copy. I will fix this on the server, so all the books in the library you should be able to have a copy of, but this one's already been copied so many times that I can't make any more copies. See, like, these are copies of the original, so these, I can make copies of these. So if I take the BGT trials, which is basic guard training, by the way, I should do a tutorial on that at some point. And if there's a specific tutorial that you want to see, just let me know, in the comments, or if you feel like you'd rather send an email. If there's a specific tutorial you want to see, and if it's something I don't know about, I'll try to find out about it and let y'all know. But so since this is a copy of the original, I take this, and there you go. I have a copy of a copy, and this copy of a copy can't be copied. I don't know why. I guess they just figured that's too many copies. But I should stock the library on the server with copies of originals. The original's kept in a secure archive area, but the copies of the originals are the ones to see. Like, this is a copy of a copy. Couldn't copy that. I need to replace all these with copies of the original so that they can all be copied. And so that's how you would get books at the Urbe Salus library. You'd go, you'd find the book you're looking for, bring it to the front desk, and they'll make a copy of it for you to keep. And you can make copies of these books at home too and distribute them. People don't have to come to the library to get the copies if they can get the copies from friends. Now, something you have to make sure of is that it's an official copy. It's not like someone tried to rewrite the book or something. So, official books in Urbe Salus have very specific markings. So if we open this up, this is the BGT Stage 2 trial instructions. So all BGT trials are to be completed together, each branch completing their trials at the same time. Teamwork is encouraged during the fort and open warfare trials, but is not allowed in the Sky Guard or Harbor Patrol trials. The Harbor Patrol and Sky Guard have a diving test and flying test, and that's set up on a training ground on the other side of the library. So this goes through and tells the reader about the trials that all the guardsmen and women will be going through to reach their first rank and to become a full-fledged member of the Urbe Salus Guard. At the very last page, it says Urbe Salus official document. Now, this in and of itself may not mean much, but if you close the book, open up your inventory, and look at the description, this book has been signed by currently me, because I am currently the president of Urbe Salus. So whoever the current president of Urbe Salus is, it should have their name on it. It should have the name of the president when this book was written. That's an official book of Urbe Salus. Now, if you're just looking for oh yes, this is my copy. If you're just looking for non-government authors, then it'll have their name on it. But this is a great place to go if you want to learn about our laws. If you want to become an author yourself, the book I picked up, Book Regulations, that covers if you want to be an author, because we want to have a safe environment on our server. We want people of all ages to be able to come up there and have fun and, you know, feel the love. So, you know, want to donate a book? How about getting an author's license? Have you read our book laws? That's kind of where that's coming from. We want it to be safe for all ages. Kind of comply with that Xbox Live Code of Conduct, which Microsoft put out, is something that people online should abide by. So I want this to be friendly for everyone. And there are other regulations too, like why we're using boat licensing, and that's just to make sure that we know who's going to be outside of the cities on the water, so that we're keeping stock of everyone who's here, so we don't have someone we don't know on the server, as far as someone who's new to the server just roaming about randomly, because we want them to know what the regulations are, or what the rules are on this server to keep everybody safe. And we want them to have the same opportunities. So once we've let everybody know what our rules are, we can give them citizenship papers. They can get their own land. They can come and get books from the library, etc. So there's books about that. There's books about how to get land and how that process works. Our first tutorial video, the first video we did, other than the intro, in fact, covered the process of getting your own land and how that works. We have books about what to expect if you want to become a member of the Urbe Salus Guard, what sort of training is going to happen. We have books on currency and businesses, just to make sure that everyone's using the same currency system, it's fair, and that even non-government private businesses, private merchants on Urbe Salus use the same system, and that would be under the C section. Now, there's only one book there on this world, but the book on currency is already on the server, which is almost ready, by the way. I don't know if we have any other books in here right now. But I really wanted to outline the process of getting books. We want books to be shared freely, and because of that, we want to make sure all of our books are friendly. So that's where the regulations on authors come in. Oh, flag regulation. There you go. So we want authors to be able to share their books freely. We want our laws to be shared freely. We want everybody to know about it, so that everybody on the server is safe and has fun. But we want to make sure that any authors that are private authors, that their content in their books is appropriate to be shared for all ages on this server. So, flag regulation, let's see, this is a copy of a copy, so can't make a copy of that now. That's something I'll need to fix on the server. But we have flag regulations because there are certain flags that we don't want to be. Really, sometimes there's some flags that shouldn't be shown at all, such as hate groups and stuff. We really don't want that anywhere, but especially not on a server that a child could be on. Really want to protect everybody on the server of all ages, and we want our content in our library to be safe for that and to be shared freely. So that's how you get to the library, that's how you get books, and also how you copy books, as long as you're using a copy of the original or the original itself to copy. You just open up a crafting table, put the book and quill in there with the original copy or the copy of the original, and you get a copy of that book. And it's also a little bit of information on what you can find in the library. And we really do want people to come to the library and learn about the rules and stuff, so that everyone has fun and everyone is safe. So that's going to be it for our second tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. If there's anything we can pray for, once again, just let us know. The email will be in the description, as well as the business inquiry link on the description of the YouTube page. If you're enjoying our tutorials or our Let's Plays, just enjoying these videos in general, please consider leaving a like, sharing, and subscribing. It will definitely help out. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless.